Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where this time we're going to be doing another character review and discussion for the OG himself, Luke Skywalker. Now, Luke Skywalker is one of the franchise's most beloved characters, an original hero going all the way back to the original trilogy. And there's a lot to talk about with Luke. I think we have a couple of different paths of how the character progressed if we're talking about what is in canon versus the original expanded universe Luke. And we'll get into that. But let's talk about the basics of Luke Skywalker as a character. Heavily inspired by the classic hero's journey, George Lucas wrote Luke to kind of be an everyman, someone that most of us could relate to. He's on Tatooine, on this desert planet, working as a farm boy, with not a whole lot of aspirations or hope in his future. And he has all these ambitions to go and do great things, wants to join the academy, follow the path of his friends. And it just seems like he's kind of being shackled by his aunt and uncle at the beginning. And we know how that plays out with their untimely demise, which thrusts Luke into action, and off he goes. And I think what makes Luke such a beloved character to so many fans of the franchise is just his refusal to give up in what he believes in, his compassion for his friends, and he has this aura about him where no matter the situation, he exudes a confidence and it grows as we see him progress throughout the films. The Luke that we meet in Return of the Jedi is very confident. He has gained greater mastery over his abilities, and it's really fun to see. As he goes from being this unsure, skeptical farm boy learning about the Force and seeing a lightsaber for the first time to being this confident, powerful Jedi Master is one of the greatest character progressions that we have in Star Wars. And not just the progression itself, but the way he gets from these different points in his life. He goes through the absolute trauma of facing Darth Vader and losing, having his world shattered, finding out that Darth Vader is his father and pretty much everything he's been ever told is a lie. And he's able to come back from that with strength and resilience. And that's really what defines Luke Skywalker at the end of the day. Now, when we get into the Disney sequel trilogy, I think that's where a lot of people disconnect from the way that Luke Skywalker was portrayed because in those films, he gives up on the Jedi. He gives up on his friends and he doesn't believe he can save or redeem his nephew the same way that he was able to do with his father, who arguably was way more entrenched in the dark side at the time. And he just goes off to an island to die, and we know how his story goes. But honestly, I think I'm not going to hold that too much against the character of Luke Skywalker himself. We all know these sequels had a lot of problems with the writing and the direction they took, and I don't want this video to completely be focused on that. So we're going to focus more on the good of what we know about Luke Skywalker. But I will say, in the original expanded universe stories, Luke's power only grew. I mean, he became a Jedi Grand Master, starting a new Jedi Order, leading the next generation into battle, and in my personal headcanon, that's the Luke Skywalker that I know. And I think for a lot of people, they kind of resonate with that. So, but as it stands in the films and in the canon stuff that we have, not including the sequel trilogy, Luke Skywalker is just a great character and a really great hero. A hero in these stories has to be someone that a child can relate with, even an adult can relate with, or anyone who is going through something in their life and they're unsure of their path, but they gain confidence through trial and tribulations and failure. It's a beautiful story, and it's why Luke's is one of the more impactful tales that we have in Star Wars. I'm going to give Luke Skywalker a 9.5 out of 10. Again, I'm not going to hold too much against him because of the sequels. That would be the only thing really holding him back from being higher, but As it stands, you have one of the greatest Star Wars characters, someone that was a hero to so many people that watch these films, including myself. So, Luke Skywalker, 9.5 out of 10. And that's going to be it for this video. I appreciate you watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content we got coming out. Do plan on posting a lot more frequently. We've got a lot of exciting ideas coming up for the channel, and I can't wait to share those with you. And as always, may the force be with you. Now let's blow up that like button and go home.